When we think about success, we usually picture this lone wolf climbing a mountain, right? All about individual ambition. But what if that's only like half the picture? We're about to dig into a powerful model for achievement that mixes that fierce personal drive with an even fiercer shared purpose, all through the incredible story of twin sisters.
So this quote, it actually comes from a dad's birthday toast to his twin girls. It's a super simple, heartfelt line. But man, it holds this really deep truth that applies to our work lives too. It suggests that our greatest potential, we don't find it when we're all alone. It comes from the connections we build.
And that's really the big question we're tackling here. We're going to use the journey of these two sisters as our roadmap to unpack how you can combine your own personal strength with that kind of mutual support to build something, well, something truly unbreakable. Okay, so let's get into it. How do you actually build up your own skills, your own expertise, without just drifting away from your team or your partners? Well, it all starts with this idea that totally different, unique paths can actually grow from the very same strong roots. All right, take a look at this. This is where we see their first big split, professionally speaking. Mbali went for a BA with honors, and Zethu got her BA in journalism. I mean, on the surface, you'd think, okay, these are two totally separate tracks. But here's the twist, the key way to reframe this. Those different degrees, they weren't a sign they were growing apart. No way. They were actually the first real expressions of their unique individual talents. It was them saying, this is my thing, and it allowed each of them to really specialize and grow on their own terms.
And the only reason they could do this is because all of that individual stuff was built on a shared foundation. Think of it like a psychological safety net, That mutual respect, that constant encouragement, that's what gives you the freedom to take big risks and really dive deep into your specialty because you know someone's got your back. That's what makes your expertise unshakable.
So once they both sharpened their individual skills, something really interesting happened. Their paths started to come back together, to converge around a single common mission. This is that magic moment where the what they do for a living connects to a really powerful shared why. Even though they had different jobs, different roles, they both ended up landing on the exact same core purpose, to make a positive impact and to guide other people. That shared why, that's the glue. That's what takes two separate career paths and melds them into one unified mission.
So what does that actually look like day to day? Well, the what is their actions. For one sister, it's teaching and guiding, shaping futures through one-on-one mentorship. For the other, it's influencing and creating, building whole communities using social media. See? Two totally different methods, but they're aiming for the exact same goal. And those actions, they're fueled by some really specific virtues. This is the who behind the what. I mean, to be a great teacher, you've got to have purpose and compassion, right? And to be a great influencer or creator, you need confidence and creativity. Each job calls for and helps develop a different part of the same powerful character. And the big lesson for all of us here is to look past the job titles on a business card. When you can find that fundamental why, that purpose that connects what you do with what your colleagues do, that's when you stop being just a bunch of individuals and you become a real, unified team on a mission.
Ambition is what gets you started. It gets you in the game. But it's resilience that lets you finish the game. And that resilience, it almost never comes from just you alone. It's forged in the fire of our support systems, those unbreakable bonds we build with people.
And their dad just nailed the essence of this. But this line, it's more than just a sweet sentimental thing. Let's actually break it down, because tucked away inside this one little sentence is a complete blueprint for building any kind of high-performance support system.
Here we go. Step 1, use support. That's the bedrock, that unconditional belief in someone that lets them take huge risks. Step 2, you push. You challenge each other to be better because you see their true potential and you just refuse to let them settle for less. And finally, step 3, you hold each other up. When someone stumbles or doubts themselves, you lend them your strength. You make sure no one gets left behind, ever. Listen, a bond like this, it doesn't just happen. It's not some passive thing, not an accident. It's something you have to actively, intentionally nurture. And you do that through real, genuine human connection. And we can see exactly how they pull this off. They actually make time for each other. They go to church together, they laugh together, they plan their adventures together. It's these small, consistent, intentional things that forge the absolute strongest bonds, both professionally and personally.
and it usually happens far, far away from any office or boardroom.
And holding all of this together, underneath it all, is a shared value system. For them, it happens to be a spiritual foundation. But for any team, it could be a shared commitment to, say, integrity, or amazing customer service, or constant innovation. Whatever it is, that shared value system is like a powerful anchor. It gives everyone a common compass to guide all their decisions.
Okay, so as we start to wrap this up, we're left with a pretty revolutionary idea, actually. We're going to take their father's personal birthday wish and reframe it. Think of it as a kind of blessing, or maybe a call to action for every single one of us in our professional lives. Because here's the ultimate lesson in all this. Success is not a zero-sum game. It's just not. Your growth doesn't take anything away from the person next to you. It actually amplifies them. Your own individual light, it shines the absolute brightest when it's reflected in the love and success of someone else. So here's that wish, but adapted for all of us. May you find guidance in your steps. May doors of opportunity swing wide open for you, especially when you least expect it. May you find incredible strength when you face challenges and pure joy in your success. And, maybe most importantly, may you always walk side by side with your allies, supporting them, celebrating them, and inspiring everyone you meet.
The message really couldn't be clearer. Go on out there and build your own incredible, unique, individual legacy. But just never forget that its true power, its most lasting power, will always be measured by the unbreakable bonds you build along the journey.
And that leaves us with just one last thing to think about. As you go on from here, just ask yourself this. Who are the people walking side by side with you? Really, who helps your individual light shine the brightest?